First of all, this video has no flashy editing. The main focus here is the message I want to deliver, so if you're seeking knowledge, listen carefully. If you lack patience, I'm sorry, this video is not for you. The more you share your pain, the greater the chance that others may want to cause you suffering. Although this doesn't always happen, it's common for some people to feel satisfied when they see you going through hardship, or even contribute to making the situation worse. Unfortunately, this behavior rooted in envy and subtle cruelty exists in many people and can significantly hinder your personal growth in different areas of life, whether at work, among friends, or even within your own family. Therefore, learning not to expose your weaknesses can become a powerful advantage. Imagine yourself as a tree in the middle of a storm. The leaves may tremble and the branches may sway, but the trunk remains solid, deeply rooted in the ground. This represents the silent resilience we are about to explore. We will discuss how you can become even stronger by showing that you are not easily affected by external or internal pressures. Each challenge will become a lesson in acting like the tree, as if nothing disturbs you. This is not about denying the existence of the storm, but about choosing not to be controlled by the rain and the wind. You will be learning how to become the master of your own destiny, steady, strong, and calm in the midst of chaos. Throughout this video, we will discuss the 18 Stoic principles of Epictetus, a philosopher widely recognized throughout history. In addition, I invite you to look inward and know yourself, where true strength does not come from the crash of thunder, but from the quiet light that guides the way. So over the next few minutes, focus on the content rather than the distractions of everyday life. The focus here is the message of this video, nothing more. Let's begin. Principle number 1. Listen twice as much as you speak. Have you ever wondered why nature gave us 2 ears and only 1 mouth? According to Epictetus, this is neither a mistake nor a coincidence, but a clear purpose: to prevent us from falling in love with our own voice, and instead to learn from the voices of others. We move forward in life by learning from others, not by endlessly repeating our own opinions. Therefore, starting today, pay closer attention to what the people around you are saying and less to what you have been expressing so far. Principle number 2. Always expect the worst. One of the greatest sources of anxiety, along with its devastating consequences, is the belief that unfavorable circumstances are waiting for us in the future. We fear that our children will abandon their studies, that we will lose our jobs, that our spouse will confess an affair and ask for a divorce, or that something terrible will happen, such as financial collapse. The problem is that one day we will face one of these problems, and the next day another, and then another. Life, while offering good and joyful moments, also guarantees a number of unavoidable difficulties. As a result, we live under constant stress, triggered by different pressures each day. This is where Epictetus steps in, proposing something radical, yet highly effective. He suggests that we imagine all the things we fear the most have already happened. So then, what could possibly be worse? In this way, your mind begins to develop strategies to move forward with your head held high. Principle number 3. Be prepared to face failure, because it is the only way to truly move forward. We often avoid being seen as foolish at all costs, but Epictetus offers a very different perspective. According to his philosophy, being considered a fool is one of the best things that can happen, as it becomes the key to genuine growth, both professionally and personally. The Stoic philosopher reminds us that progress does not come from impulsive reactions, but from the long journey of trial and error. It is through mistakes that we refine what separates us from excellence. Principle number 4. Be aware of the dangers associated with fortune. The wealth we desire carries a stigma from which very few people manage to escape. It is not only about those who appear to benefit from our fortune while pretending to be friends they are not. Money has the power to change people, and not always for the better. Once we become owners of this highly desired resource, we begin to possess something we did not even realize we had before. And from that moment on, our spirit can slowly become poisoned by the loss of moral values. Principle number 5. Do not cling to a single hope. Fortunately, we are beings drawn to variety. So there is no reason to place all of our hopes into one single dream, because doing so can be devastating if we fail. For this reason, Epictetus encourages us to pursue many goals, exponentially increasing our chances of success. Principle number 6. Always remember that death waits at the end of the road. This is not advice meant to lead us into pessimism, but rather into awareness. The understanding that death is the final destination of all our actions, and especially of our efforts. With this in mind, we may begin to question whether it is truly worth spending 20 years of our limited life saving to buy a house that, no matter how heavy the burden it places on us, we will not be able to take with us when we leave. Keeping a small notebook with these Stoic principles can be beneficial, as it helps us see setbacks not as misfortunes, nor life as an infinite amount of available time, but instead to develop a more realistic view of our existence and make better use of the time we are given. Principle number 7. True wealth lies in a content mind. Through Stoicism, Epictetus held a unique understanding of happiness. We can grasp this through one of his well-known statements: "A wise person is not troubled by what they do not possess, but finds joy in what they already have." This reflection goes beyond being just a thought. It is a lesson in learning not to suffer over what has not yet become part of our lives. When we allow ourselves to complain and grieve over what we lack, we lose valuable moments of happiness. Moments in which we could be grateful for everything we have achieved so far, which is far more than our eyes are trained to recognize. Thus, a truly rich person is, above all, a happy one. Principle number 8. Incorporate humility into your life. If you truly wish to learn something, it is essential to learn about what you believe you already know. With this statement, Epictetus invites us to practice humility, especially in the pursuit of knowledge. Moving through life displaying pride in what we know distances us from genuine understanding, the kind that emerges from the awareness that we are deeply ignorant of the very things we seek to learn. We should observe everything as if we were seeing through the eyes of a child who possesses both the ability to be amazed and the desire to learn. Principle number 9. Guilt is a form of disease. Narrow-minded people blame others. Ordinary people blame themselves. But the wise see all guilt as foolishness. Because of this insight from Epictetus, modern therapists have begun to treat guilt as a feeling that should be removed from our lives. The only way to win the struggle against guilt is to refuse to play along with it. The problem is that this does not offer an easy path, because by blaming others or ourselves, we completely avoid the responsibility of correcting the mistake. Therefore, turning to guilt is a temptation that is difficult to escape. Only those driven by a firm determination to overcome are able to avoid guilt while still taking responsibility for their actions. Principle number 10. Form alliances with winning people. It is interesting how, when someone sneezes near us, we immediately step away, overwhelmed by the fear of being infected. Yet we do not act with the same caution to avoid one of the most lethal infections we are exposed to on a daily basis. Epictetus left us wise guidance on this matter. Surround yourself with people who motivate you to give your best, because the behavior of those around you has a powerful influence on your state of mind. There are people who drain our energy and ruin our day, while others leave us filled with joy and vitality. Therefore, one of the smartest decisions we can make is to align ourselves with those who bring positive energy into our lives, while distancing ourselves from those who have the power to make us regret having been born. Principle number 11. Never forget that your reactions shape your destiny. We should never take our reactions lightly, because they are precisely what determine our success or our failure. Epictetus was very clear about this, teaching us that we do not have the power to choose what happens, but we do have the power to choose how we respond to it. Problems can strike any of us, but what we do once they arrive is what makes all the difference. While for some people a divorce means entering a world of depression and victimhood, for Epictetus it represents a golden opportunity to begin the path of self-knowledge. Remember this: your life is not defined by what happens to you, but by what you do with what happens. Principle number 12. Always fulfill your duties. Each of us has a role to play in society and in the world. The sun does not need praise or rituals to rise every morning, yet it does so without fail. In the same way that every part of nature performs its function, we must fulfill our responsibilities. If we wait to be pleased or praised in order to do our work, we fail both the environment we belong to and ourselves. If we know what our task is and are aware that others depend on it, it is our moral duty to carry it out without waiting for someone to remind us. Principle number 13. Do not hate those who hate you, simply ignore them. You are far greater and entirely above those who criticize, despise, or discriminate against you. Therefore, do not waste your valuable time hating these people, as they do not even deserve space in your thoughts. We are encouraged not to fear those who seek to harm us, because such noise is nothing more than a desperate attempt to cause damage. Ignore it and become immune to these influences. Principle number 14. Choose simplicity. Why choose to live with frugality when today we have the opportunity to surround ourselves with every kind of luxury? The answer is far simpler and more logical than it seems. Wealth does not sustain itself. It demands daily commitment and a great deal of energy to maintain a system built on luxury and abundance. By contrast, when we choose a simple way of life, we free ourselves from the pressure of deadlines, bills, loans, and credit cards. Principle number 15. Do not hand over control of your life to others. When you allow the comments and attitudes of others to disturb you, you are handing over control of your life. Anyone who has the power to irritate you becomes your master. Yet, that person can only disturb you when you allow yourself to be affected by them. Epictetus helps us realize that there are many keys within us. Some open the door to happiness, while others lead directly to emotional ruin. And it is precisely this latter key that we hand over to those who irritate us. The solution to this problem is to build a barrier that prevents us from being affected by the actions of others, because ultimately each person owns what they say, and also what they choose to listen to. Principle number 16. Friendship stands above wealth. True wealth lies in genuine friendships. They will stand by us even if one day our material fortune disappears. Principle number 17. Always extract value from every situation. Whatever happens, it is up to you to benefit from it, or not. These were the words of Epictetus. This is not about merely having the option to find good in adversity, but about understanding that doing so is our responsibility. As long as there is intelligence within you, there will also be the ability to recognize the advantage that can be drawn from the situation that has struck you. Imagine discovering one day at work that you are about to be fired. Instead of panicking and accusing the universe of being against you, there is the option to take a risk on the venture you have always dreamed of, while still completing your workday alongside people you do not enjoy. Therefore, always look for the positive aspect in any situation. This approach, over the course of life, will certainly take you much farther than simply lamenting. Principle number 18. Stop worrying about what is out of your control. You are the owner of your opinions, but not of your reputation. Even with desire and dedication in your pursuit, you cannot fully control the amount of wealth you possess or the level of success you achieve. Therefore, worrying and becoming bitter over things we cannot control is simply a decision to waste time. According to Epictetus, we are called to cultivate the values we have the power to change, and this is also our responsibility. We must release what lies beyond our control and allow fate to handle the rest. Beyond being incredibly useful in everyday life, Stoic principles are teachings that help us face difficult moments with clarity, strength, and resilience. Within this philosophy, there is no space for fantasy, only for the practical application of what is learned and the discipline to keep moving forward. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you made it all the way to the end, share your thoughts with us in the comments, or simply write Stoic Sage if you're not sure what to say. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. See you soon.